Black Keys right there. Tighten Up, the name of that track, the first single off their LP Brothers. And you heard Beach House before that with Used to Be. And finally in studio right now, Justin Howett and Adam King, Justin Rhymes, or Info as they're better known, finally made it in studio. You had a little trouble getting here.
Yeah, a little trouble. Work a job normally 8 to 6 every day, so it makes it a little tough to get out early. So with bad weather and stuff like that, it took its toll, lots of traffic and stuff. So.
That's all right. We got you here now. We got lots of time, so
Yes,
we can kind of go through things. First of all, why don't we just get out of the way, your biggest influences. Who do you think you sound like the most, or who do you think influences your sound the most out of all the people you listen to?
That's a very good question. Obviously, back in the day, we had our main favorites. Obviously, your Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, still DRE type songs, those kind of anthems back in the day. But now I've kind of moved more towards Canadian hip hop, Classified, other big names like Decisive. There's so many out there. Producers like Moonshine. Ninth Uno. There's so much good Canadian hip hop in so many other different places in Canada that I just been exploring kind of the underground scene, and it's incredible what you can find.
Even out east, I think a lot of
out east.
Really weird.
There's a lot of the guys out east started coming over to Toronto, and they start hitting it off in Toronto and stuff like that. But it's like anywhere, London, Ottawa, everywhere you go, there's crazy talent. DL Incognito and from Ottawa used to be our favorite back in the day. So many good songs that he had back in the day, and there's so many influences.
Yeah, I was talking with Mike Alfano off the air about going to the CNC Festival here in Hamilton. Even the hip-hop scene in Hamilton is growing by the day, it seems like. It's just like all these bands and hip-hop groups are just popping out of nowhere, and they're really on display at the CNC Festival this past weekend, which is the first real time I've had a chance to see it live, and there's a lot of support in this area, especially for the hip-hop artists.
That's a very good thing to hear. Thank you, Hamilton.
When you produce your music, do you see yourself trying to emulate like a Dr. Dre or a Snoop Dogg?
I wouldn't say try to emulate. Try to use a bunch of different styles and kind of mix them all together. I wouldn't say one particular person or one particular group of people really influenced me. It's more the collaboration of everything on one mosaic of so many different styles, and mostly, to be honest, mostly just myself, just expressing who I am. Emotions, stuff like that is where most of my songs basically come from, and it's from the heart, and no BS. It is what it is, and that's it, bud.
This question's for Info, I guess I should call you. Do you rather go by Adam or by Info?
Info's fine.
All right. What do you really bring to the Justin Rhymes material?
Well, really, I don't know. We've just been doing this together for so long that, we end up in the same place at the same time all the time doing it. And it's not so much, collaboration. It's more, he's doing his thing and I'm doing my thing, and it just happens to come together. Sometimes, sometimes I'm off doing my own thing, but for the most part, I think we feed off each other a lot too.
This first track I'm going to play here is "Rain Again," and you're featured on the track.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about this track?
To be honest, like these mixtape type songs, they just happen. It'll just be, it'll be an hour or something like that. So it's not, it just I don't know.
Just flows. There's a certain moment, certain time of day. This day, to be instanced, it was a rainy day. Terrible day to go outside, and it was just me and him kicking it, rain obviously sometimes makes you feel a little depressed, a little down, under the weather, if you will. So that's basically where this song came from.
All right, well, we'll play it right now. It's a good track for today, I guess, because
it's a
kind
rainy
of the
day.
same inspiration. So it's Justin Rhymes off your EP "Willing and Able." It's the first track called "Rain Again" on the Greg Balloch Radio Show on Indie 101.
Justin Rhymes. Info.
forecast, yeah, it's rain again. Using my brain again, never feel the same again. The beat has been greater than it's ever been. Seem to feel the same way the weather is. Check the weather forecast, yeah, it's rain again. Using my brain again, never feel the same again. The pain has been greater than it's ever been. Seem to feel the same way that weather is. Cold days and showers, can't get out the shower. If I was allowed, I would hide out for hours. Press the snooze buttons on my alarm clocks. Sheets up to my eyes, always on storm watch. The door knocks, clouds are holding sky hostage. Sad and gloomy like days in Boston. Often, loud boom, what's going on around you? Lightning bolt mine, think that I need some counsel. Thunder pounds through the roof and shakes. I'm stuck in my place, but have moves to make and rules to break. Skipping my school at 8. Rain, rain, go away and take my blues away. For those dark and awful gloomy days, the rain of course chooses to stay. Depressed more than when the sky is gray. Woke up and I'm not saying hi today. Check the weather forecast, yeah, it's rain again. Using my brain again, never feel the same again. The beat has been greater than it's ever been. Seem to feel the same way the weather is. Check the weather forecast, yeah, it's rain again. Using my brain again, never feel the same again. The pain has been greater than it's ever been. Seem to feel the same way that weather is.
I'm just gonna punch it in, man. I'm so pissed.
Thunder showers for 100 hours all week and nobody's even called me. They say when it really rains it pours, and the same goes for my brain, of course. I'm in the basement, big bag of weed, getting wasted. Haven't been outside all day, shit. It's fucking rain again. Alright, I'm staying in. Call up Jay, he's got a beat for me to say some shit. Damn, he's already on that scene. The weather's got him down like the Kanye beat, so we join forces, try and shine some light through the clouds, or make clouds like Joint Kid. Whatever works, the weather's got you down, get high, just to balance out the earth. But they say I write best when I'm depressed, so I like my life twisted up like a pretzel. I feel the rain creeping up on my back, so let it fall, I'll just write another back home. Set it off, let the lightning strike, bet it all, make it hype tonight. Give me a light, let's write, or we could just freeze some shit, cause I'll kill it off the top while you read some shit, bruh.
Back on the Greg Balloch radio show with Justin Rhymes and Info right there. That was
going on?
Rain Again off Willing and Able. And
Yes,
that was
sir.
good production on that track. Where do you do most of your recording?
Funny you mentioned that. Roughly about I'd say 9 months ago, I saved up a bunch of money and bought my own recording equipment. Needless to say, it was one rainy day. We were just hanging out at my house in Etobicoke, and we made the song literally with my equipment in the living room, with literally a dog barking, and also as well with our buddy on the couch talking during it. But Info has a very skilled talent. We're mastering tracks, making them sound absolutely phenomenal, and his fine mastership and us literally in the living room recording that song.
It's a good skill to have, and it really shows in the recording. So
Good.
well done, guys. Every artist has their own unique kind of way when it comes to writing their lyrics. Do you have any special process that you go through when it comes to writing the actual lyrics? For your songs?
Well, a lot of the time, seeing as you said, there's not too much censorship, as long as that's okay. We like to get a little silly, to be honest with you, before we sit down and kick our mixtape songs. Other songs on my CD, some of the more thoughtful songs, more meaningful, emotional songs, would be me, by myself on, let's say, a weeknight after work, either frustrated from work, frustrated from, girl troubles, frustrated for whatever, and just record, or sorry, not record, write, obviously, before I record, and just kind of thoughts that come to my mind when I'm listening to the newest beat that I've taken fancy to or what have you. That's how I do my stuff.
And you just flat out write? Like, I know some people like to think of it as poetry first and then kind of transfer it over. You just flat out just...
I just literally put the music on when I'm in the proper state of mind, and literally just let my emotions flow onto the page.
It's probably like picking a certain child, but do you have a track that you produced that you really think is your best, and it's your best work?
One of the ones I think conveys one of the best messages, for sure, in regard